Every year before Spring Festival, Taipei's Dihua Street comes alive with vendors selling snacks and shops offering traditional dried goods. But in these pandemic times, this year's market will likely be a much more subdued affair.
The Taipei City Government says that as a COVID precaution, it will ban food and drink vendors from the market premises. It also intends to prohibit free food sampling at the event, which starts on January 28th. In response to the bans, vendors say they'll try to find workarounds to keep the market exciting for shoppers.
This Lunar New Year market is a frenzy of activity as vendors call out from the stands and offer samples to passersby. This was last year's market at Taipei's Dihua Street, a popular place to buy New Year's goods. But this year, due to the pandemic, Taipei has banned food and drink stands at the market. Offering samples is also out of the question.
来这边就是想吃吃喝喝的，不晓得你东西合不合你的口味。
这个事实其实也不应该取消啦，人家摊商他会做好这些措施啊。
People say they're not as interested in the market if it's got no free samples. Vendors say that a thin local crowd and the absence of tourists could send revenue dropping by more than half.
We've already hit rock bottom. Can we fall any lower? We're already in such a state. I'm looking forward to the Lunar New Year market, but I believe we'll feel some impact. It's because of the pandemic. I think everyone can understand that. Public health is very important and being alive is more important.
In 2019, vendors at Dihua Street's annual holiday market made a combined 1.5 billion NT. That fell to 1.2 billion NT in 2020. This year is likely to be even worse.
第一次遇到了，担心当然会担心的，所以我们想现在在研究很多方案，怎么来宣传我们这些。
It's the first time this has happened to us. Of course we're worried, so now we're exploring different ways to promote products. Also for the market itself, we might bring in a different assortment of vendors.
The Dihua Street Market opens January 28th, with masks mandatory for all participants. Ahead of opening day, market organizers and city officials will work to balance public health and economic activity so as to minimize the losses of vendors.